What it do, everybody? It's your boy LOG from Where There's Smoke. Was just kind of up late night, watching a few videos from the Trump rally in Pennsylvania, and I just wanted to kind of go over JD Vance's speech and kind of what Elon said, just kind of pick it apart and give my commentary on it. So as always, I'm gonna check the sound and audio, and the video and audio said the same thing, and then I'm gonna get into it. So give me a second, and then we'll be right into the videos.
It's that Centex boys, and we're out here, and we got something to say. Man, what the fuck is going on with the world nowadays? People going crazy over little things. Another day. Another day I gotta go ahead and do something I wanna do. Ain't no one wanna do it for me. This world can be so lonely. To the top, looking back at all the lives that were lost on the way. Another day, just to pray, forget the pain. What the fuck is up with the world nowadays? People going crazy over little things. Is it even Sunday? Jesus saves. Thank God I'm blessed to see another day. I gotta go ahead and do something I wanna do. Ain't no one wanna do it for me. This world can be so lonely. To the top, looking back at all the lives that were lost on the way. Another day, just to pray, forget the pain. What the fuck is up with the world nowadays? People going crazy over little things. Is it even Sunday? Jesus saves. Thank God I'm blessed to see another day. Never know when you're gonna lose.
All right, everybody, everything should be all good. Let me. Oh, shoot. There we go. All right, let's get into it. Make sure everything's all good. Give me a second, guys. I'm gonna check the audio one more time. Okay, we should
right
be
now, Republican Vice Presidential candidate JD Vance has taken the stage in Butler, Pennsylvania, the place where the attempted assassination on President Trump took place about 12 weeks ago. He is addressing the crowd. You can see they are cheering him on. Let's listen in for just a moment.
Woo!
What an amazing crowd. What an amazing day. And my friends, in 31 days, this state, starting with Butler, is going to turn red, and we're going to send Donald Trump back to the White House.
Hold on, everybody. Hold on.
I'm so proud on this historic day to welcome President Trump. I know he's en route right now. He should be here in about, I don't know, a half an hour or so. But it is...
I like how they got this glass up here. They're not taking any chances, or so it seems. We'll commentate more on that later.
This community has been...
Woo! Get him, JD.
Been so good to me and President Trump. This community is so strong and so resilient. And my friends, we are so proud to stand here in Butler, Pennsylvania, ready to take back the White House, ready to take back this country. Now, 84 days ago, of course, on this very field, an assassin tried to fill our hearts with terror. But we're here to say we can't be intimidated. We cannot be stopped. We won't be denied. We will make America great again, and we're going to do it together.
Look at them all getting pumped up with false energy and just grossness. Just all the crowd energy playing off of each other.
Now, my friends, I know you'll join me in saying we're going to remember July 13th, 2024 forever. Many of you were here, and it is a testament to your courage, and your patriotism that you're here again today.
Or your foolishness. Woo!
Now, you heard the shots. You saw the blood. We all feared the worst.
There's no way that could have been contrived, right?
But you knew everything would be okay when President Trump raised his fist high in the air and shouted, "Fight, fight."
I'm going to break this part of it down more later about how Trump's not really brave. But let's just say for a second, let's just say that you heard the shot, you saw the blood, you feared the worst. Let's just say that was contrived. And we all don't know that it is for the most part, right? As the general public, we don't know if it is or not. We can just speculate. And most people probably won't. But let's just say for a second, let's put on our conspiracy hats and say for a second that this is a lie in some way. If you know it's a lie and you continue to perpetrate it and fool others who don't know, that's going against God, and you're going to have to deal with that in some way. Similar to the COVID thing. During the time, most people just believed the government, didn't know any better, but the people that were in charge knew better and lied and influenced people to do things that weren't, like, just to influence someone to do something that's a lie. That's terrible. You went against God. So we all know better now, but this could be another scenario where they're lying. We don't know any better, but if they are lying and they know better, they're accountable to God. So if you know better, do better type shit. And, you know, I don't think this is legitimate. So that's the angle I'm coming at it from. But, you know, it very well could be, but I don't think it was.
Now, I believe, as sure as I'm standing here today, that what happened was a true miracle. And on that day, America felt the truth of Scripture. Though I walked...
See, you're either... So if it was contrived and it was fake, you're just, like, basically blaspheming God right now by saying that it was a miracle. Because I don't believe that God, like, made a miracle to save Trump. That's... You're basically comparing him to, like, Jesus or something. And, like, that's, like... It really gets into, like, deep spiritual stuff, but you have to ask yourself, like, what your purpose is here. And if you, like... That's, like, an egotistical thing that Trump thinks, like, the world's not going to get better and change if I'm not here. Does everyone even think that's true? That the world's not going to get better? Like, Trump is just that much better for the world, and that if he died, it would just... Like, I'm not saying I want him to die, but I'm just saying the people that are supporters think that he is, like, some great, like, almost Messiah-type character. Like, he's going to save us, and, like, things are going to be terrible if Trump doesn't do X, Y, Z. It's like, what if he does get in office and fall short, or people fight him in office with typical politics and he just doesn't get it all done? Like, let's just say the best doesn't happen. Are you going to say, like, we failed because Trump wasn't a superhero? Like, that's likely to happen for him to get in and not get everything done that he wants to get done. So are you going to say, well, like, what are you going to say then? Like, it's like, it's so grandiose, so it has to fail, because no one person aside from Jesus is going to make that huge of a difference, especially when they have an ego like Trump. And there's plenty of other problems with that. But just in general, us placing that much faith on one person, especially someone that's not based in God, if you really search your heart and talk to God, you'll see Trump's not based with God. For us to put that much faith in someone not based in God is not good. There's supposed to be no idols or gods before the true God.
Walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me.
What are you talking about, God or Trump?
I truly believe that God saved President Trump's life that day.
I don't.
And I believe that God is with us right now and watches over this incredible nation every single day.
And he's ashamed of what's going on.
Now, there are so many people here, so many people we're honored to have. It would be impossible to name all of them. I see the great Sean Parnell over here. Sean, you're a hero, man. You were a hero on that day. We're joined by many first responders, elected officials, and other distinguished guests. And as we gather on these grounds, once again, my friends, we especially thank God for the two great Americans who were wounded and survived in July. That's David Dutch and James Copenhaver. God bless you guys. Now, we pray for their full and complete recoveries, and we're honored that David and his family were able to join us today. Let's give a round of applause to David. God bless you, and God bless your family. But our hearts are heavy with sadness, knowing that there's one hero who's not here with us today, and that's, of course, the great Corey Compertori.
Stephen Miller here, President of America First Legal. Foreigners.
Shut your ass up.
We're never going to forget Corey. We're never going to forget his heroism that day. And I want everyone to join me right now in sending our support, our respect, our love to the Compertori family here with us today. We love you guys. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for loving this country, and thank you for not giving up on it. Now, after the heartache of that day, our nation hoped to turn a page. We hoped that our opponents would remember that before we are Democrats or before we are Republicans, we are Americans. But sadly, our opponents have not heeded Abraham Lincoln's words and listened to the better angels of our nature. Even after that terrible assassination attempt that took one man's life and nearly took many others, they continue to use dangerous, inflammatory rhetoric. The media has continued to call Donald Trump, the guy who actually won his primary, a threat to democracy. A Democrat senator called Donald Trump an existential threat to our democracy. Kamala Harris said that he was attacking, quote, the foundations of our democracy. And I think you all will join me in saying to Kamala Harris, how dare you talk about threats to democracy? Donald Trump took a bullet for democracy. What the hell have you done?
Woo! And I think I'll join Paul Romano in saying, kablowie. Never surrender. Woo! Woo, JD! USA! 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 Woo! It is intoxicating. Woo!
The truth is that Kamala Harris and her allies, they attack Donald Trump in order to silence us, we the people. They have declared...
Okay, hold on. This is like a rhetoric they always try to throw. Donald Trump is the only thing standing between the swamp, the crazy leftist, the establishment who want to take away your free speech and your guns. Donald Trump is the only thing standing between them and you. False as fuck. Here's what people need to remember and understand. The people decide what goes on here. If we really all want something bad enough, that's it. If 70, I would say even 60%. If 70, though, you know, the higher the better. But over 50%, like 60 to 70%, once that many people decide on something, that's it. It doesn't matter what the government says. We make the choices. I I feel like that happened a little bit at the end of the lockdown with COVID. We were all just so tired of it. We started just ignoring it. And then the government was like, oh, yeah, the lockdowns are kind of over. And everyone was like, oh, yeah, we kind of just forgot about it and went back to life, normal life. So certain things, if we just don't tolerate it, it can't happen. If someone violates free speech in your community and the local authorities try to apprehend that person and everybody in the community stands up for them and doesn't let that happen, it doesn't fucking happen. So I feel like we need to realize the power of standing together when we really feel strongly about a issue, and the power of true community and not letting people slide with trying to take away our rights. And remembering that we, the people, when we fucking stick together, make the decisions. And we need to stick together on the real important things like freedom of speech and the right to bear arms to defend that freedom. I think Elon says something like that, which is one of the few things that I'm going to agree with what he says. But of course, you know, a broke clock is wrong twice a day. And even the devil is going to try to have some charming arguments and try to seem like a charmer to lure you in. So just because he says something I agree with doesn't mean I overall vibing with him. But anyway, let's finish up this Vance not interview, little part of his speech at the Trump rally.
War explicitly on the First Amendment to the United States Constitution. Kamala Harris proudly says she wants to censor the internet, and Tim Walz said there is no guarantee to free speech. What do we think about that? But we all know, my friends, we all know that censorship is only the first step. Just look at everything they've done to President Trump. First, they tried to silence him. When that didn't work, they tried to bankrupt him. When that didn't work, they tried to jail him. And
when that didn't work, they tried to kill him.
At President Trump, it was only a matter of time before somebody tried to kill him. And that's exactly what happened, not just here in Butler, Pennsylvania, but just a few weeks later in Florida. 3 weeks ago, while these guys still go out there and attacking him as a threat to democracy, another gunman armed with an AK-47 style rifle tried to finish the job.
I could be wrong, but I thought about saying this right as it happened because I had this thought initially, and then I talked with one of my friends very briefly about it. I just kind of asked him, like, I don't think the kind of gun that the second gunman tried to shoot Trump, the second assassination attempt, that gunman, I don't think the gun he used was an AK-style rifle. I could be wrong. I would love to hear someone that actually knows about guns and went back and looked at the photos that were released right after, or maybe even has looked at the police report or gotten some more documents, et cetera, et cetera. I would love to hear from them actually what kind of gun it was, because I don't think it was an AK-47 style rifle. That's just like dangerous language that could be used later to try to take away the guns, I believe.
In fact, before the gunman in Florida tried to kill Donald Trump, he wrote, quote, "Democracy is on the ballot." The exact same words that Kamala Harris wrote after accusing Trump of being a dictator only days before the first attempt on his life. But for all of those watching at home, and for all those who might be undecided in this crowd, though there probably aren't that many undecided voters in this crowd.
God, he's such a dud. Look at him. That's a proud soccer mom.
I want to say, you know what's so incredible? You know what's so incredible? It's how Donald Trump responded to all of this. Because despite being shot here in Butler, President Trump immediately called for national unity. And I'll never forget, my friends, what he told me after the second assassination attempt. It was probably the first person that he called that Sunday. And I was sitting at home with my son in Cincinnati, and he said,
did you hear that? He didn't call his wife. He didn't call anyone else's kids, anybody. He called JD first. Sweet JD. First person he called.
JD, they tried to do it again. I said, they tried to do what, sir? He said, they tried to shoot me again. And at first, I was in disbelief. I think, immediately my thoughts went to him and how he was doing. Of course, he was physically okay because he was calling me, but I said, sir, are you doing okay? And of course, President Trump, in his President Trump way, said, yeah, I'm doing fine. You know, I'm a little pissed off because I was about to make a dirt birdie on the 6th hole and they wouldn't let me finish.
A dirt birdie?
But it made me think. It made me think about the leadership qualities we want in a president of the United States. And so I'd like to ask you, who would you rather have facing down, Vladimir Putin and Xi Jinping? Someone who is afraid of interviews with the friendly American media, or someone who faces down 2 assassins and returns triumphantly to the very place that he got shot?
Wow. How about God? I choose God. I want him to face God. Fuck Trump.
Now, some of you may have seen that I had a little debate with Governor Walz a few days
Look
ago.
at all these fucking losers with their weird hats in the background. I wish I could do the hat version of a wedgie and just pull the hat down over their fucking head.
Oh. And I have to admit, I'm maybe the only person in Butler, Pennsylvania that feels that way, but I feel a little bad for Tim Walz, if I'm being honest with you. Because Tim Walz has to defend the indefensible. He has to act like Kamala is going to drive down inflation, bring up wages and bring back jobs and restore peace, the very peace that she destroyed. Well, I hate to break it to you, Tim, but everyone knows the truth. Kamala caused every single one of those problems because Kamala's day one in the White House was 1,400 days ago. Never let
How did she cause the home prices to go up? Those have been going up forever. They went up during COVID when Trump was in. How is that her thing?
her lie to you and pretend that she's going to do something great. She's been in power for 3.5 years and she hasn't done a damn thing.
You tell him, JD.
And I hate to say it, but Kamala's record of failure is somehow only getting worse. Just a couple
you
of
hate to
days
say
ago,
that, don't you?
I visited an area of our country ravaged by Hurricane Helene.
I just hate to say it, but my opponent sucks. It's like, yeah.
The Appalachian region of Virginia, and we know the Appalachian region of this country has been left behind and ignored by a generation of American leaders. But what started out as a natural disaster is becoming a man-made disaster. When Appalachia was underwater, remember, President Biden was sitting on a beach and Kamala Harris was at a San Francisco fundraiser. That is not leadership. That is a disgrace. And now we're seeing reports that deployments of the military and the National Guard are moving at a snail's pace. My friends, who the hell is running this country right now? Because it sure isn't Joe Biden. It sure isn't Kamala Harris.
If someone's running this country and it's not Joe Biden and it's not Kamala Harris, then I could not be more with you. Who the hell is it? And if there is someone powerful enough behind the scenes that's running the country, aren't you going to have to contend with him when you and Trump get in there? Are they not going to be telling you what the fuck to do? Get real. Oh, Biden and Kamala aren't running things, but we will be when we get in there. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, of course. Oh, says one sock puppet about the other sock puppet. Oh, who's controlling you? I don't know. Who's controlling you? Just shut the fuck up, Vance.
Why is Amazon...
Hit me with the ad, bitch. Fuck off.
The Harris administration has given billions of dollars to foreign countries and illegal aliens. But now they swoop in and they promise $750 to American citizens who have lost everything. To everybody watching, to everybody at this rally, I want to say, I promise you, when Donald J. Trump is back in the White House, we're going to have a president that puts America first.
You know, Americans have to put Americans first and do the hard thing, deal with the hard truths, put in the hard work, care about your neighbor to make this fucking country better, and put in someone behind glass because they're so damn important that if we lost them, that would just be the worst thing ever. What does that fucking say about our country? We're that fucking shitty that we need a fucking miracle we need a miracle to save Trump so that he can save us. That's how fucked we are. Does anyone even believe that's true? Let's just say Trump did die. Heaven forbid. Let's just say he died of natural causes in 2 weeks. Who the fuck's gonna save us then? Nobody? We're all just gonna be fucked. If let's just say he happened to die in a car accident, health issues, old age, then what? We're all just gonna be like, oh no, our only plan, Trump is gone. We're fucked. How fucked is that? That we're all just relying on this? Like, and he's not that good of a person. If you really, that's more hard for me to prove if you don't want to believe it. But search your heart. Talk to God. Trump is not it. And I don't care. I don't give a damn. I'm not a left lover. I'm not a right lover. I think both sides are corrupt as hell. And I just want people to see the truth for what it is. So
We're going to ensure that emergency funding goes to American citizens and not illegal aliens.
woo!
We're going to create record prosperity with low inflation and rising take-home pay. We're going to secure that southern border, stop the drug trafficking, and send illegal aliens back home where they belong. We're going to drive down the cost of housing, drive down the cost of gas, drive down the cost of groceries.
I would love to know how they're going to drive down the cost of housing.
And we're going to clean up our streets to
That would be a motherfucking magic trick.
make America safe again. And whether we agree or disagree with you, we will always defend your God-given right to speak your mind without fear of censorship, violence, or persecution.
We'll see about that.
But to everybody struggling, I want you to know that though our country has, yes, been through some hard times over these past few years, I want you to know that help is on the way. We have.
Woo! Trump and Vance. Woo! Help's on the way, people. Did you hear that?
Think about this. The most generous people, the most abundant natural resources, including some great energy right here in the state of Pennsylvania. We've got the hardest workers. We've got the best values. All we need to restore American greatness is leadership that is fit to serve.
If we had the best work, what did he just say? Like the hardest workers and the best people, why would we even need you?
We've got the hardest workers. We've got the best values.
That may have been true at some point in America, but not anymore, bro. Everyone's lazy and wants a handout, and wants to be a fucking loser victim. And they want some loser like Trump to swoop in and fucking save them. Even the people that seem to be on the right side of things still want Trump to fucking save them. There are a few people that have got their head on straight, but I'm talking about the majority of conservatives that are still voting. It's like, come on, bro. No one's going to save you, especially not Trump.
All we need to restore American greatness is leadership that is fit to serve this country. So more than anything, I'd like all of us to leave this incredible community with a message of hope. Because I honestly believe that what happened right here in Butler is a metaphor for the United States of America. In this land, we may get knocked down.
Yeah, even the fucking federal government can't do their job. Thanks, Vance.
But we get right back up and we keep fighting because in America, hope is never lost.
Give it the good old Angel Reese try. Even if you don't make the first 3 point blank range shots, you'll make that 4th, and you just added 3 rebounds. Go get them, girl.
We may face enemies who seek our demise, our destruction, and even our death. They may try to crush our spirits. They may try to convince us that victory is impossible, but in America, nothing is impossible. And as long as that flag yet waves and I see it.
I have another question real quick, a comment rather, that I want to point out about this glass. Didn't the bullet, which I was wrong initially about the location of the shooter, didn't the bullet, Trump turned his head to the right and the bullet came from directly a 90-degree angle of his body? That's why when he turned his head to the right, it missed his head, right? That's the story. Why is the glass is in front of them? It still wouldn't protect you from the location that the shooter was the first time, which is hysterical, unless this is a box. But as you're going to see in the next video, when Trump and Elon are up here, Elon walks in from the side and Trump moves over to the side. So this is not a boxed in glass thing. It's just a piece of straight glass right in front of him. So if the shooter were, basically if there was someone shooting from the sides like before, they still would not be protected in this scenario, which is hysterical. It's just like, what in the fuck are we doing?
It's doing it today. There is no trial we cannot endure, no obstacle we cannot overcome, and no defeat we cannot turn into victory.
Yeah, there's no lie you can't twist. All right, let's get to the Elon and Trump one. Mostly Elon. Let's get it.
The first major American car company in generations, and his rocket company is the
His rocket company. I love it.
only reason we can now send American astronauts into space. American car company in generations, and his rocket company is the only reason we can now send American astronauts into space. Come here. Take over, Elon. Just take over.
Yeah, I'm gonna jump around like a 5th grader that gets to go to the friggin' end of the year carnival. Yes! Thanks, Dwight Schrute, you fucking loser.
Is the only reason we can now send American astronauts into space. Come here. Take over, Elon. Just take over.
Just take over, Elon.
Can now send them, Elon.
Let me go back and review after making fun of that. The real thing that I wanted to catch from this.
He created the first major American car company in
Right here.
generations, and his rocket company is the only reason we can now send American astronauts into space.
Then what in the fuck are we paying NASA for if Elon is the only reason that us Americans can go to space? Holy shit. What in the fuck are we paying NASA for if all we have is Elon for us to go into space? What was the Space Force for? That's a government agency. What the fuck was that for? Elon, he's the only reason Americans can go to space. Get real. You two faggots, get real.
Come here. Take over, Elon. Just take over.
What in the fuck are we smoking, people, that we think that this is real? If you look up to Elon, get real. If you look up to Trump, get real. If you look up to anyone on the left, really get real. This is come on, bro. This is what we have.
One. Hi, everyone. As you can see, I'm not just MAGA, I'm dark MAGA.
I'm dark MAGA.
Well, first of all, I want to say...
Is anyone buying this wannabe Tony Stark motherfucker? Really?
What an honor it is to be here. And, you know, the true test of someone's character is how they behave under fire.
Does aside from this one assassination attempt, which I don't believe was legitimate, when has Trump ever really been under any real fire or danger that we could watch and observe and say, oh yeah, he handled that. He handled a little bit of pressure or a little bit of adversity and he came out cool. Like he handled it cool under pressure and he came out like a boss. We've never seen that. We have one situation that is heavily controversial and heavily debated amongst people that don't just believe the official narrative. It is one of the biggest conspiracies over the past couple of years, no doubt, maybe even past 5 or 10 years. So other than that one situation, which I don't believe, is there any other situation where we've seen Trump be a badass under pressure? No. We have this one thing that could be fake and could be contrived to make us believe that he's a badass. And that's it. And they are riding that till the cows come home.
We had one president who couldn't climb a flight of stairs, and another who was fist pumping after getting shot. Fight, fight, fight. Blood coming down the face. Now, America is the home of the brave. And there's no truer test than courage under fire.
It maybe used to be. I don't know if it is anymore.
So who do you want representing?
Here's the thing, courage under fire. Okay, good. Why do we have this fucking glass thing up? And why the fuck is Trump not behind it right now? Seriously, what the fuck is the point of the glass if Trump is standing up on that stage, not behind it? Look at his sappy dumbass right there. If there's the fucking person there to kill him, boom, right now, he is dead. He's not behind the glass. What the fuck is the point of the glass? America. Look at his dumbass. Take over, Elon.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think this election, I think it's the most important election of our lifetime. This is no ordinary election. The other side wants to take away your freedom of speech. They want to take away your right to bear arms.
How should those things even be possible if our system works correctly and works the way we want and the people really get to decide? Like I say the people get to decide because they can pass any law they want and say anything they fucking want. What we say, the majority, if we have over 50%, I'd say really probably around 60% or more, we decide what the fuck goes, not the cowards that think they run shit. So it doesn't matter. They can do and try whatever. But if we start thinking that we deserve to have shit taken away, that's where it gets dangerous. We need to be careful of the mind and what we think. Like these people who are starting to monitor speech and you can't say that, you're being mean. That's where the danger gets in of the majority of people start thinking that way, and then we start monitoring ourselves. And that's where it gets dangerous, where the thought police start saying, you can't say that, it's mean. So, but the people decide what the fuck is real. We don't need you to say what's okay. That's a dangerous thought anyway, that we need Trump or Elon to be able to protect our rights. No, we protect our fucking rights. Get real. This is a whole mind trick.
They want to...
Woo! Dark MAGA, woo! He's just damn near like Darth Vader at this point. I mean, fuck, pull out your lightsaber and fucking...
They want to take away your right to vote effectively. You got 14 states now that don't require voter ID. California, where I used to live, is just passed a law banning voter ID for voting. I still can't believe that's real. So
I can't believe you're real.
How are you supposed to have a good, proper election if there's no ID? It's just meaningless. And free speech is the bedrock of democracy. And if people don't know what's going on, if they don't know the truth, how can you make an informed vote?
I do agree with people needing to know the truth and freedom of speech being the bedrock of our society. I do agree with that, but Jesus Christ.
Must have free speech in order to have democracy. That's why it's the First Amendment. And the Second Amendment is there to ensure that we have the First Amendment.
I do agree with those things. But
President Trump must...
I just think, like I said, they're going to put it in the minds of people that we don't need those things anymore, and the people are going to be begging for their rights to be taken away, which is crazy, but that's how it's going to go.
Win to preserve the Constitution. He must win to preserve democracy in America.
He can't do that. Only we can do that in our hearts and our minds. Like I've been saying the past couple times I paused it, like, it's on us. We got to decide. They're going to have people saying... Like, they're having people to where everyone wants to be a victim, and when you say the hard truths, they don't want to hear it, and eventually they're going to end up banning that so they don't have to deal with it and hear it. They're going to put a limit on speech. Eventually, with all these school shootings and all this violence, they're going to have people begging for the guns to be taken away. We're going to end up shooting ourselves in the foot, no pun intended, and not being able to defend ourselves or fight back for our right to speak freely, because the people are going to be fooled into thinking that they want something that's really not good for them. So sad. How about God? How about people wanting to like get close to God? Not this fool, this fake phony that just cares about if people have like fake love for him. Oh, I love when people cheer my name and come out to crowds and rallies and love me. They love me. Everyone loves Trump. But no one really actually knows you, so how can they really love you? They love this character that's on TV. They love this entertainment. They don't really love you, and you don't really love any of the people that you're talking about. Like, it's just so weird, brother.
Yes.
No, you don't. None of y'all love Trump. It's so gross, bro. No.
This is a must-win situation. Must win. So I have one ask for everyone in the audience, everyone who watches this video, everyone in the live stream. There's one request. It's very important. Register to vote. Okay? And get every...
Here's my one request, as I was referencing just a little earlier. Voting's not going to save you. If the country is that effed that we're praying and hoping on one guy, no matter who the one guy would be, okay? Let's just say it doesn't matter any guy. If the country is so effed that we're praying and hoping that one guy might be able to go against the crooked system to win and save us, that's a bad sign. And like they said earlier, there's someone else running the country with Kamala and Joe. Well, you're going to have to contend with those, whoever that other power is, when you get in. This is all bad news. Point being, the only thing that's going to save you and save everybody is getting closer to God, because that makes you a better person and it gets you more in line with the truth. And why would you not want to do that? Getting involved with this and voting and being in love with Trump and the idea of Trump and all the things that he says he's going to do is not going to save you. I'm telling you. It's just a matter of time before you find out the hard way.
Everyone you know and everyone you don't know, drag them to register to vote. There's only 2 days left to register to vote in Georgia and Arizona. 48 hours. Like, text people now. Now. Oh, and then make sure they actually do vote. If they don't, this will be the last election. That's my prediction.
What is... I've been saying it several times now, but what does that say? This is, if you don't vote, if enough people don't vote and Trump doesn't win, last election. Because the government's so effed, they're going to fuck you right in the ass. That's just not true. Like, that should be scary if it's true, but it's ultimately not true. The people have to let everything happen. But, like, what does it say that we've got to that point? If the government was that crazy, why didn't Trump do things to stop that when he was in last time? Does he or does he not have that much power? It's just all a bunch of contradictions and lies and bullshit.
Nothing's more important. Nothing's
fear tactics right here is what this is.
More important.
That's bullshit too. Like I've just been saying, I should have waited till this point to really collect all my thoughts and wait till he finished and said everything. But connecting to God is the most important by far. It's not even close. It's not even close. Because God, you know what God is? Even if you say, I don't believe in God, God is truth and love. And who doesn't want those two things? Truth, the truth, whatever's real and going on, reality, the truth, and love. Loving everything as much as you can. Who doesn't want both of those things in harmony? That's what God is. Connecting to that is the most important thing, and voting is like scum. So he's lying here. He's like these are like Antichrist right here, lying to you. This is the most important thing. The country and therefore your life depends on it. What about your soul salvation and who you are as a person and your morals and standing by what you believe in and being there for your brother or your sister or your mom or your dad, or like, basically I'm saying brother or sister metaphorically, but like your brothers and sisters and your real brothers and sisters. Like, don't you want to be the kind of person that they believe in and that they fucking love and that they enjoy being around and that they can trust and that they just have all the greatest feelings about because you're a good person and that you make their life better? Don't you want to make people's lives better? Are these people really making people's lives better? It's just like, ah, man, it's such a different mind state from the way that I feel like other people think, and it just disappoints me.
This will be the last election. That's my prediction. Nothing's more important. Nothing's more important. So get everyone you know. Everyone. So speaking to people out there, everyone in the crowd, I think, is already convinced. But for people out there that are watching the video, watching the live stream, you need to get everyone you know, at work, your friends, family, text groups, your social media, everything. Get them to register to vote right now. Only 2 days left for Georgia and Arizona. Only a couple weeks left in Pennsylvania. And if they're not registered to vote, it doesn't matter at that point. Register to vote. I'm being repetitive for a reason, okay?
Just remember all the lies they peddle. Remember Space Force, and then Trump just now saying Elon's the only reason we can go to space. So what the fuck is Space Force? What the fuck is NASA? What the motherfuck? What else was I gonna say? Fuck these dumbasses. Remember the lies. Remember COVID? How they fucking lied? Remember how Trump gave all the stimulus checks and just fucked the economy in the ass? Remember that? Remember all the fucked up things they've done? Trump rushed the vaccine and how he bragged he's the father of the fucking COVID vaccine. People that are conservatives and that maybe if you don't support Trump or you're conservative that supports Trump and you're anti-vax, do you fucking like that he's the father of the vaccine and how he bragged like that's one of his big accomplishments? Fuck that vaccine. Fuck COVID. Fuck the lockdowns. Fuck the stimulus checks. Those just broke our economy. So remember the lies. Please, people. Jeez.
So nothing is more important. And a lot of people think maybe their vote doesn't count. Well, it does. Okay? It does. It matters. And this election could be decided by 1,000 votes, 500 votes. A tiny margin.
Please just put down your ego, don't vote, and be more kind and loving to everyone you know. Isn't like that just gonna be the best thing? And I'm not saying just be a pussy, be a little bitch, and be a pushover, but be more genuinely kind and loving. And sometimes that means telling people the hard thing in a loving way and just finding different ways to love people if they deserve it. But don't be a pussy, don't be a pushover, but be kind and be loving and be the kind of person that the good people in your life that deserve it can depend on and can have when they need you. Don't get wrapped up in this shit. Don't vote. Don't let politics destroy your relationships if you can. Try to have good discussions without people getting riled up. I know it's hard. Pick your battles. Try to do it in different ways if you can. Pick the methodology. Maybe plant the seed and leave it for others to water. But, you know, always try to do your thing in a loving way, and I feel like there'll be good results. That's what I would say.
So get everyone you know to register to vote. I believe that's swapthevote.com. I believe that's the site. And double check that your
Fuck these pussies. I'm going to be the one to put a foot in their ass. It's where there's smoke at YouTube, baby.
registration is good. Don't take it for granted. I'm just being repetitive about this point because it is the one takeaway, more than anything, that will matter is getting those registrations and then getting everyone you know to actually vote. That is what will decide this election, especially in Pennsylvania.
All right, I think I said everything I wanted to say. I got some good commentary in. Y'all let me know what y'all thought of the video. I know it was a little dark in here because I didn't have the overhead light on. But I was just kind of late night vibes, chilling, late night stream. I had some thoughts on that, obviously. I kind of want to get off my chest, just react to them quick while they're fresh. I want to kind of be more active with the channel, reacting to videos and stuff as it happens and as I have my opinions, instead of like letting it sit. I've been kind of lazy letting it sit. It gets a little old. My thoughts aren't as fresh when it comes, but sometimes I have time to like flesh out thoughts and really have a better opinion sometimes. But I feel like for the most part, reacting to things as they happen and as I become aware of them is better, because it's fresh for other people, it's fresh on my mind, and yeah, it'd just be a lot better. And then when you procrastinate, you miss out on stuff and you don't do as many videos as you would have. So anyway, I just want to be reacting to stuff more as it happens, doing more videos for y'all. But y'all get in the comments and let me know what y'all think. Y'all rock with Trump and Vance, and what do y'all think about Elon? You know, I have my own opinions. I pretty much expressed most of what I wanted to say, but you know, what do y'all think of Vance? What do y'all think of Trump? What do y'all think of Elon? What do y'all think of the whole glass thing and Trump standing to the side of it? Give me y'all's opinions. Get in the comments, and let me know what else y'all want me to cover. Y'all can let me know about interesting videos or other thoughts or debate topics. And I guess until next time, that's